First squad, first platoon Charlie Company, attack to destroy at OBJ Phantom UF 1197 3184, no later than 2200 August 24, in order to deny enemy influence on the battalion main effort. First squad, first platoon Charlie Company, attack to destroy at OBJ Phantom UF 1197 3184, no later than 2200 August 24, in order to deny enemy influence on the battalion main effort. The purpose of the operation is to disrupt the enemy mortar team in order to allow battalion operations. We will accomplish this mission by conducting an infiltration of OBJ Phantom. Decisive to this operation is undetected movement and quick destruction of OBJ Phantom and the mortar tube present. This is decisive because it prevents enemy IDF from disrupting the friendly battalion main effort. Risk is assumed by small unit operations and only one OP to isolate the objective. Risk is mitigated by the coastal mountain range to our left-hand side, which would prevent enemy forces from coming in on that side, so we can have a larger security team present to destroy the CSK 141. The main effort is Alpha Team, First Squad, First Platoon. Their task is attack to destroy OBJ Phantom. The purpose is to deny enemy influence on battalion domain. Supporting effort 1 is the support by fire. Alpha Team, 4 Squad, First Platoon. Their task is to support by fire, and the purpose is to enable freedom of maneuver. Supporting effort 2 is the security team, Bravo Team, 1st Squad, 1st Platoon. Their task is to interdict enemy forces and protect the main effort and supporting effort 1. The end state, terrain, OBJ Phantom is no longer viable to fire IDF on friendly forces. Enemy, North Torbian forces in zone disrupted without accurate knowledge of charger element composition or position. Civilian, minimize civilian casualties and collateral damage to infrastructure. Friendly, minimize casualty and no wasted resources. Phase 1. At the patrol base, we will receive the mission. The critical task here is rehearsals, briefing the op board, PCCs and PCIs to make sure we have C4 and all mission essential equipment is ready, and then recon of the route. This ends when we SP from the patrol base. Phase 2, movement and approach. This starts when we SP from the patrol base and ends at the ORP. Critical tasks to this phase are undetected movement and LDA crossing, communicating with higher throughout, and staying on timeline with other squad ops. Phase 3, isolate and set conditions. This starts at the RP and ends with initiation on OBJ Phantom. Key tasks for this phase is positive identification of enemy mortar team at Objective Phantom, leaders recon of the assault line, support by fire, and necessary routes, occupation of the assault line, and occupation of the support by fire, along with occupation of the security OP. Phase 4, actions on the objective. This starts with initiation on Objective Phantom and ends when our squad is reconsolidated at the ORP. Critical task is to surprise the enemy on OBJ Phantom, destruction of the mortar tube, less than 10 minutes on Objective Phantom, and taking any EPWs if there are any. Phase 5 is consolidate and transition. Squad is reconsolidated at ORP and we RP back at the patrol base. Critical task to this phase is undetected movement back along the same route through the enemy screen, disruption of fires, and moving quickly. So starting at phase 3, isolate and set conditions. This starts at the RP right here. Once we get to the ORP, we move along route cleave and set up an ORP. Initiating the leader's recon from the ORP, reference Gotwell 1, we move along route RIP all the way to the security OP at the first bend in the road to set up the security team to make sure that they have actual visuals of the CSK 141 coming down the road. Then the squad leader comes back along route RIP, back to the RP, and then they take another reference Gotwood 2 for this one, back to the RP. The squad leader will take then people with him on a leader's recon of the assault line and the support by fire. Reference Gotwood 3 for that. And then after the SNO team is in place here, the squad leader will then go back to the RP, reference Gotwood 4, and take the rest of the squad and assign them on the support by fire and assault lines. Also, the rest of Bravo team will go along route RIP and meet up with the security team to make sure that everyone is at the ORP. This ends when Bravo team radios back to the squad leader to ensure that all people are accounted for, and squad leader has positive identification of all friendlies where they need to be. This ends with the initiation on OBJ Phantom. The leader duties are successful recon of the fighting positions and any contingencies. If you receive direct fire, move back to the fight back to the RP and reconsolidate with the squad. If you receive IDF, move back towards the ORP undetected, and if visual of enemy, stay undetected and continue mission. For the resupply, contact PSG if anything is needed during phase 3 and there's no emergency resupply available. The 2 indirect fire targets, Alpha Bravo 1010, is the intersection of the road where we expect the CSK 141 to come through. The trigger is positive identification of the CSK 141. The location is grid coordinates UF 1193 3186. The observer is the ammo bearer on the support by fire, and the alternate is the M240 Bravo gunner. The delivery system is a mortar tube, and they're using 60mm mortars. Communication is through radio as the primary, and alternate would be a runner to the squad leader. For the second IDF target is Alpha Bravo 1015. It is the road from the south leading to OBJ Phantom, which we believe could be another high-speed avenue of approach for the CSK 141 to help out on OBJ Phantom. The target is the road. The trigger is positive identification from the ammo bearer or the M240 Bravo gunner of the CSK 141, and the location is UF 1193 3159. Same delivery system and ammunition. Communication is also the same as radio and then a runner. For phase 4, initiation on Objective Phantom. If the support by fire team has positive identification of the CSK 141, they will use an AT4 and fire that on the CSK 141 to disrupt it. Then, to initiate the assault line's movement, they'll open with an M4 firing on sustained for 10 seconds, then immediately follow with the M240 Bravo on cyclic for 15, then on sustained for the rest of it. The trigger to shift is that as soon as Alpha Team reaches phase line Zin, the support by fire will shift to TRP 2 to 3 and continue with the same fire. Then after the shift is confirmed, the main effort will go to phase line Velo, and this will cause a shift from support by fire to TRPs 3 and anything to the left. No change to fires. Then as the main effort moves forward, the support by fire will stay from TRPs 3 to beyond until they reach the LOA. Then the support by fire will stop firing and wait till they get positive identification of the enemy to open fire. On the LOA, they will first send out aid and litter to see if there's any casualties, either enemy or friendly, and deal with them accordingly. That will be the Grenadier and the Rifleman of Alpha Team. If nothing, they will go back and then they'll do EPW. Once they start EPW, the squad leader will give C4 to the Grenadier so that way they can blow up the mortar tube. After that, while that's happening, the squad leader will get ACE reports from all people on Alpha Team and then redistribute ammo as necessary on site. Once the explosion goes off, we expect the security team to be able to hear that, which will initiate their movement back along Route RIP. Then, after this instruction, Alpha Team will call Red, which means they will pick up and move back along Route Tear back to the ORP. As they're moving back, once they call Red, the support by fire team will switch from tripod to bipod for the M240 Bravo gunner. After they make it back to the ORP, the squad leader will radio to the ammo bearer, and they will call White, which will cause the support by fire element to move back along Route Slice to the ORP. Once they are back, if Bravo team hasn't radioed that they heard the mortar team, they will call Blue. The security team will pick up and move along Route RIP back to the ORP. This phase is included when we have positive identification of the destruction of the mortar tube, all EPW and friendly casualties accounted for, and all members of the squad present at the ORP. If we fight longer than 10 minutes and IDF starts to come in, we will fight back to our fighting positions, and if they have positive identification of our location and are sending accurate fire, we will call all teams to fight back to the ORP, and the security team will move along route rip as soon as that call is given. Reconvene at the ORP, wait, and radio to hire to see if they want us to continue mission or move back to the patrol base. With the squad reconsolidated at the ORP, we will ensure that the squad leader will ensure that all ammo is redistributed throughout the squad. The squad leader will send confirmation to the PL that the mortar tube was successfully destroyed and if there are any casualties or EPWs present. Movement will be conducted back along Route Chomp to the patrol base if that route is viable. If not, we will move to Route Slice back as our alternate route. If contact is received by the enemy screen present on the route back, we will fight and destroy the enemy screen and then move back to the patrol base, conducting the same actions on the objective that we did at OBJ Phantom. Now, our coordinating instructions. Identification of the enemy defensive obstacles in AO Ronin. Enemy troop equipment as enemy troop/equipment movement of platoon size or greater. Identification of HQ-16, and is the enemy aware of Cougar Company's presence in AO Ronin? The FFIR, if there's a hard or soft compromise, which means they know exactly what we are, or if they just know if we exist in the AO. Loss of a key weapon system like an M240 Bravo, an AT-4, or an M249, and if there are any friendly casualties. The EEFI is the operational products, ComSec, commo cards, and unit locations. There's no MOP level as we assume they don't have any chemical capabilities. The PCC and PCI focus is the AT-4, M240 Bravo, and acquiring C4 to destroy the mortar tube. Priority of rehearsals is reacting to IDF and Battle Drill 2 Alpha, and the priorities of work are obtaining C4 and getting more AT-4 rockets in case one is missed. Sir, this is the end of my brief.